All right, we're live. Welcome back to the Spring Sport Card Expo. My name is Josh Madigan from the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast. Very excited and honored to be joined by Chris Neil, formerly of the Ottawa Senators. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
I'm going good. So, yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Okay, so now when we were walking to the stage, I had asked you, had you ever been to the Expo before? And you said you hadn't. Well, could you imagine a card show being this big?
No, I never would have imagined it being this big. This is unbelievable. The amount of collectors and the people here, it's incredible to come in and see for the first time.
Were you a hockey card collector when you were a kid?
Yeah, I was. I was one of those kids, though, that liked pulling them out of the package and playing with them and stuff. So they're all bent and ripped. And anyway, so I wasn't able to, they aren't in pristine shape. So anyway, yeah, I did collect when I was a kid. And anyway, I still have some. My boys have them. And anyway, they always get me to sign a bunch of my cards so they can trade them for better players.
That's not bad. Little entrepreneurism there. Who was your guy growing up? Like, do you remember like a card or hitting a card of a certain player that you admired and cherishing that?
When I grew up, my dad was a Montreal fan, and so I grew up cheering for the Habs. And honestly, Patrick Waugh and Denis Savard were two of my favorite players for Montreal. And I got a Denis Savard card that's all in encasement. And a highlight of my career is my first year in the NHL. We were playing Colorado, and I got a shot on Patrick Waugh. I didn't score, but I got a shot. So it was pretty cool to be able to play against one of the guys you admire growing up.
Yeah, it has to be almost surreal in a way.
Oh, it is 100%. And, you're out there. And obviously, when Mario Lemieux came back, I got to play against him. And, I got knocked down in front of the net. I came up with my gloves off. I grabbed the first penguin I could see. And I kind of looked up, and it's Mario. And so I fixed his jersey, picked my gloves back up, and lined up beside him the next shift. And I go, Mr. Lemieux, do you think I got an autograph stick? And he goes, only if you call me Mario. So I go, Mario, can you give me an autograph stick? And he sent the one over. He used that game. It was pretty cool.
That's amazing. Were you cognizant of your cards, like when a set would come out, or like, do you remember like seeing your rookie card for the first time and seeing a Chris Neil hockey card?
My first time, we were in Pittsburgh actually again, and there was this lady there outside our bus when we came off, and they always yelled Alfie, Fish, and all the guys that had been there for a bit. And so I just kind of keep walking, going in to get my pregame meal, and I heard Chris Neil. So I kind of stop, and this lady had my rookie card, and the original one was 42, not 25. So
Sure.
Anyway, I still remember this day. Every time I see her, I give her a big hug.
Wow, that's it. So you've seen her after?
Yeah, absolutely. Every time we go to Pittsburgh, she's there.
Yeah. Would you, as the years of you're fortunate to play a long time in the NHL, as the years went by, would you be kind of keep your eye out and see what your card looked like? Like, did you ever have a card where you're like, oh, I wish I would have picked a better photo?
There's one card I don't like, and it's I got split open right here where the puck came up, and anyway, I had to wear a visor for a couple games, and so anyway, there's a hockey card out there with me with a visor on. I don't like that one, but that's the only one. My favorite card that they've done is me outside the Sens dressing room getting ready to go onto the ice. It's one of my favorites, and but the visor one, I still remember I got in a fight after I had on them. My visor came down, cut me on the nose, and I went to the trainer, go take this thing off. So I went out and fought the guy again.
That's an amazing story. Not that you played super long ago, but in the last 10 years, really, since your career ended, the collectibles market has really exploded. I wonder if, like, you look back and you think, I know you talked about getting Mario's stick, but it's like, boy, had I known, maybe I would have walked around the dressing room a little bit more and picked up some stuff from the guys.
Yeah, I got lots of memorabilia over my career. Like after the season, we'd always get a jersey of our own to take home, so as a keepsake. And I get my whole every teammate that played that year to sign it. No, to sign the jersey. So I got 17 different jerseys with all the players I ever played with. You know, I collect a bunch. I got Ovechkin stuff. So I probably should have did more over my career, but you know, you trade stuff off, and you know, there's guys that want your jersey and you want theirs, so you'll do an exchange. And anyway, it's pretty cool to be able to play a game you love to play, and you know, and be out with like some of the, you know, superstars out there, and it's really cool.
Is the Mario stick your favorite piece of memorabilia you got from another player, or is there something else that you really cherish as well?
That would be one of the biggest ones. I got an Ovechkin one, and you know, it's
Nice.
you know, those guys you know, are awesome. They did so much for the game and helped grow the game. Hence why you see an expo like this this big, and you know, it's from guys like that, Crosby, Gretzky, Lemieux. You know, really helped grow the game. And you know, there's a guy here this weekend, Ray Bork. You know,
Yeah.
I did an event with him the last couple of days. One of the nicest guys you ever meet.
What about your own memorabilia? Do you have something from your career that is a piece of, or a token, or a piece of memorabilia that means the most to you?
Well, playing 1,000 games in the NHL, you get your silver stick, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So, you know, my kids really enjoy it. Our buddies come over, and there's all kinds of fingerprints on it. So I had to give my youngest lad a little tap because he was trying to use it for road hockey.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You know, I think one of the things about your career that is so unique, and I think is special, I imagine you do too, and I think is going to be more and more rare as time goes on, is you were, I think, fortunate enough to play your entire career with one team. Is when you look back on your career, is that one of the more meaningful things that you think about?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, when you, as a kid getting drafted to the NHL, you just want to play one game. Then before you know, you got 100 in, then you got 500, and then, you know, I was pushing 1,000 all with one team. And, you know, honestly, for the way I played, to play over 1,000 games in the NHL without a suspension, you know, that's one thing I'm very proud of.
Yes. Is there, you know, I would be remiss, and I'm sure you've been asked 1,000 times, but, you know, as you play the greatest hits of like your fights, is there one fight or one memorable moment that kind of stands out for you?
Well, there's lots of good memories, and we get asked these questions all the time,
sure.
and it's sometimes it's a different answer. All depends how I'm feeling that day. But you know, obviously, you know, you look back on it. One of my most memorable moments when Alfie scored the goal against Buffalo to send us to the Stanley Cup Finals, and it wasn't the goal that's memorable. It was when we got back to Ottawa, and there was 15,000 people at the airport to greet us when we landed. And the whole city was just going insane. And you know, like that mural should be on our building somewhere in the building in Ottawa. And you know, it's one of those things that just to see how a city gets behind a sports team, it was truly phenomenal.
One of the things that we talk about on our show, or we have a lot recently, is that the game and the league seem to be in a super healthy place right now, and it's a very exciting time for the sport of hockey, and just the exposure through the Olympics and the star power we have in the NHL. Do you agree with that? Do you think the game's in a good spot?
The game is in a good spot. You look around. I still work with the Ottawa Senators, and you know, I'm on the business side, so you get to see firsthand. And you know, to look the way there's so many young superstars coming up, and you know, we never sell out against San Jose, but when Celebrini comes to town now, like, it's a sellout because people want to come in and see him. And you know, we got some great young talent in Ottawa as well, so it really helps drive the ticket sales, and helps really to promote the game. Like a guy like Tim Stützle, like he's phenomenal. I get to watch him in practice. What he does, like in games, like it blow your mind if you seen him in a practice. And you want to see a NHLer's true skill, go watch an NHL practice.
It's amazing how fast these guys are.
Oh, it's incredible, and there was fast guys back when I played. You had Hossa, Havlat, Vermette. Those guys could flat out fly. But in saying that, you don't have a Scott Stevens stepping up on you anymore. So, yeah. So anyway,
a little more freedom to go to that fifth gear.
So they pick so much speed up through the neutral zone. That's why the game looks so fast, and it is so fast because there's not as much clutching and grabbing, and you don't have the massive hits from guys like that.
Yeah, great. All right, Chris. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being a great ambassador to the sport and taking the time to chat with me for a few minutes today. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.